Now, with the election all over, the news was forced to remember how to cover other stories as well, starting with this bombshell on Sunrise.
A witness to the aftermath of the car crash that killed Princess Diana says he believes she was assassinated.
Jack, good morning to you. You were there at the scene that night. What do you believe happened to Diana?
Well, in short, and I've never put it this way before quite, but I think she was assassinated.
Whoa! Whoa, warm up the Walkley. Sunrise has the scoop. And it's only 22 years after it happened. OK, now my first and only question, who did it?
So, who do you think assassinated her?
Well, I'm not going to necessarily tell you. It's such a complicated question that my wife and I wrote a book called Chasing Diana, Perception versus Reality, that will, in fact, if you read between the lines, answer that question for you.
If people need to read between the lines of a book you wrote, you should have written a few more lines. Now, Jack might be cagey, but Sam Armitage was more than happy to read between the lines of a book she hadn't read.
Stranger things have happened.
Oh.
It's not the first time it's been floated.
Yeah.
No.
Deliberately.
No.
Got rid of her because she was, you know, being quite disruptive to the monarchy. I don't know. It's been a long time.
You think the monarchy killed her? Assassinated her? I think you're claiming that.
No,
some people do.
Well, I would suspect if it was something like it'd be the British Secret Service.
They got rid of her because she knew too much. Oh, no, you're thinking of Melissa Doyle. To the US and a legal stoush of biblical proportions. And by that, I mean cubits.
The owners of this replica Noah's Ark in Kentucky have launched a lawsuit against their insurers over property damaged caused, wait for it, by heavy rain.
Yes, the builders of a full-size Noah's Ark got insurance against rain. Oh, ye of little faith. It is a battle of fundamentalists. On one side is Ark owner, Australian creationist Ken Ham, a man who believes in a literal interpretation of the Bible. And on the other side is Allied World Assurance, a company who believes in a literal interpretation of insurance contracts. Who will win remains to be seen. Hopefully Ken isn't praying for an act of God because the contract doesn't cover that either. The World Health Organization has officially updated its list of diseases, and it had something new for the kids.
In today's Tech Bites, gaming addiction is now officially a disease.
The World Health Organization just added it under the category of mental health disorder.
Now, addiction to the video game Fortnite is reaching crisis levels, with the game sparking aggression and absenteeism among school kids. One teenage boy even threatened to set fire to his room unless his parents gave him back his computer.
Now, normally I wouldn't be in favour of letting kids set fire to their bedrooms, but, you know, whatever gets them out of the house, right, parents? Also this week, Lance Armstrong gave a rare interview, and in it he was asked if, given the opportunity, he would take it all back.
Do you wish you never did it?
It's a tough question, and it's an answer that people don't like. Because I've told you numerous times today that I wouldn't change a thing.
Yes.
Because I'm sitting here today, so I wouldn't change that. It was a mistake. It led to a lot of other mistakes. Mm-hmm. It led to the most colossal meltdown in the history of sports. Think about that. But I learned a lot.
He learned a lot? He destroyed the reputation of the greatest sporting event in the world. He besmirched the good name of his own cancer charity, and he made honest, hard-working men in Lycra feel ashamed of themselves. But it was all worth it because he learned a lot? I mean, the ball on this guy. Oh. And finally this week, Donald Trump went after a new enemy, us.
Donald Trump has fired a shot at Australia, calling for our government's role in triggering the Russia investigation to be looked at.
So what I've done is I've declassified everything. He can look, and I hope he looks at the UK,
and I hope he looks at Australia.
It all started when former Trump staffer George Papadopoulos accused an Australian of spying on him and passing that information on to the FBI, which kicked off the whole Russia investigation. Actually, can we kill the chopper? Kill the chopper. That's ridiculous. So, an Australian tipped off the FBI. Now, who was this international man of mystery?
It was initially sparked by a 2016 conversation between the then Australian High Commissioner to the UK, Alexander Downer, and a Trump aide in London.
Yes, Trump wants to know how Alexander Downer got the intel that sparked the Russia investigation. My guess? Honey trap. So the seductive Downer met Trump staffer George Papadopoulos in this London bar in 2016, but neither can agree on what happened next.
Alexander Downer says that George Papadopoulos told him that he thought that Donald Trump had a good chance of winning the election because the Russians had some dirt on Hillary Clinton. And George Papadopoulos says that he never said that to Alexander Downer and that Alexander Downer is a deep state agent who is part of a conspiracy with the FBI and the Clinton family and Ukraine and various other entities around the world.
Alexander Downer is from the deep state? He's from South Australia. Well, I guess that explains the number plates. Now, Downer has denied being a spy, but I reckon he should run with it. I mean, this is a great look for him.
Alexander Downer